Hi everyone, so for this video we are going to use implicit differentiation to help us find the equation of a tangent line. So in this equation we see x ln y equals 4 minus 2x, and they give us a point. And so remember, anytime you want to find the equation of the tangent line, you first need to find the slope of the tangent line, which is the derivative. And so we're going to use implicit differentiation to find the derivative. And so if you recall, we're going to find the derivative like we normally would. So if I look on the left hand side here, we got to find the derivative of that. So it's going to be x times the derivative of ln y, so it's 1 over y, times 1. But remember, anytime there's a y involved, we also have to do dy dx. And then plus the derivative, so ln y times the derivative of x, which is just 1. And that's going to equal to the derivative on the right hand side. So the derivative of 4 is 0, that's a constant. And the derivative of negative 2x is negative 2. Alright, so let's combine some things here. So x times 1 over y times dy dx is just x over y times dy dx plus ln y is equal to negative 2. And then here at this point, you can solve for dy dx. Since they give us a point here, we know it's at 2, 1. I'm just going to plug in what I know. So I know x is 2 and y is 1, and everything else is just going to stay the same. But I have ln of y, which is 1, is equal to negative 2. And remember, we're going to essentially solve for this, but it's much easier if you just plug the numbers in right away. So what does this give me? This gives me 2 dy dx. If you recall, ln of 1, that equals 0, so that's disappeared, and that equals negative 2. And like I said, we're trying to get this by itself because that is m, essentially your slope. And so the last step here is we're going to divide by 2 on both sides. And so I get dy dx is equal to negative 1, which is our slope. Okay, so we just found slope of the tangent line. And so now what we need to do is we need to use our m value, which is our slope, and the fact that we know that it's passing through this point as well to write the equation of that line. So we know that m now is negative 1, and we have it pass through the point 2, 1. So to find the equation of this line, remember we can use point slope form. So in this case it's going to be y minus our y value, which is 1, is equal to our m value, which is negative 1, x minus our x value. Okay, so recall these are the three pieces that we plug in. And then you can leave the answer like this if you choose to, that is point slope form, or you can simplify it further. It really depends on what the question's asking, so just make sure you know what it says, if it's point slope or slope intercept. This is point slope, okay? If it says to write it in slope intercept form, you're going to want to get the y by itself. So to do that, we're going to distribute this negative 1, and then we're going to add 1 to both sides to get the y by itself. Okay, so this is slope intercept form, and this is the one above is point slope. So both answers are equal, they're both the same, just make sure you pay attention to which form you need to write it in.